Afternoon, everyone. I hope you're well and you've had a really lovely Easter. I'm Clary. I worship at the Cotton site along with my husband and children, and I work as a therapist in the NHS as well as looking after the children. We'd actually just put our youngest two into school in February, so 6 weeks later the lockdown happened. Everyone's back at home and consequently we've been much busier than normal, and it's actually really taken me time to slow down and to find some space. And I've been a little bit envious of those who seem to have lots of spare time on their hands at this point. So I've been thinking about that idea of having time and space and being still, and I was reading in the Bible about the disciples on the road to Emmaus after the resurrection of Jesus, and I was surprised to find that it mentioned that they were still. So in the Bible, it says that same day, so that's the day that they found the empty tomb, 2 of the disciples were walking to the village Emmaus, about 7 miles from Jerusalem. They were deep in conversation, going over all the things that had happened. And in the middle of their talk and questions, Jesus came up and walked with them, but they were not able to recognize who he was. He asked, "What's this you're discussing so intently as you walk along?" And they stood still, looking downcast. They stood still, looking downcast. And they were just going about their business. They were walking, and they were talking, and Jesus interrupted them. And when he interrupted them, they stood still. And I wonder if this is what's happened to me or to us in this time. Actually, we've been interrupted. We were going about our normal business, walking and talking, and now we've been interrupted and we get a chance to stand still. I don't find stillness easy. It's taken me 2 weeks to stop rushing around in my body and having a busy life as normal, and it's taking me longer to stop rushing around inside my head. And to be honest, I find it very easy to fill up the inside of my head with news and Facebook and Zoom meetings and novels and Netflix. And I'm wondering if perhaps I'm a little bit afraid of what I'll find there if I take time to stand still. Whether, like those disciples, I'll end up just feeling sad. But the disciples had this moment. They had this opportunity to tell Jesus, to tell him all that was on their hearts and all that they were worried and scared and sad about. And they also had a moment to hear from him, to see him in the scriptures in a new way, to hear about his big plan, his grand plan. And again, I wonder if that's an opportunity. Because when they went on their way and they carried on that journey to Emmaus, this time they went with him. And they got to know him better. And I think that's going to be my prayer for me, is that this moment, this interruption in my life, is a time to stand still and a time to talk to Jesus and to tell him about what's going on inside my head and inside my emotions. And it's also an opportunity for me to hear from him and to see him a little bit better and to know him a little bit closer. That when I pick up my life again and I go on, and we will go on, that I go on walking with him in a new way. So if it's okay, I'd like to pray together. Jesus, I thank you. I thank you that you have interrupted me. You've interrupted us. And I thank you that I have this moment to be still. Would you help me to take these moments and these opportunities, these little spaces I find in my life, to be still, to talk to you, and to hear you talk to me. And Jesus, I pray for all of us that when we move on from this place, and when we carry on our way again, not like those disciples, walking with you and talking with you on our way. Amen. Thank you for joining us today. Love to see you. And I'll see you soon. Bye.